Hello, my celestial beings. This is Mystic Storm here to clear a path to a new life with you. If you're new, welcome to the family. I pray that this weekly essence, intuitive guidance reading blesses you and you're able to gain guidance for the week, okay? And if you're already a part of the celestial tribe, you already know the deal. We're back with another one, all right? Okay, so we are going to talk about the guidance, the astrology part for September 21st. Sorry, September 21st through the 27th. Okay. But whenever you catch this weekly essence, there might be messages for you to work with whenever you see this, okay? I wanted to put that out there. So I did pull the chart for September 27th at 4:44 a.m. Central Time, so that way I can get all the energy for the week, okay? So I hope you all had a wonderful week last week. I would love to know how the Virgo new moon energy affected you, because personally, you know, when doing rituals, I'm usually like the 3 days after the new or full moon you can do your ritual, because you know they say 3 days before, during, or 3 days after, you know, you can always use the moon's energy. I'm more so 3 days after, but I was right on time this week. I was right on time. I was like, okay, Virgo, you got me organized and together. And I was able to write my intentions and do everything I wanted to for the Virgo new moon. So also, one key part about Virgo's energy that I wasn't really aware of is that it brings attention to our health. Now, I was watching Conjure Queen, and she mentioned this in her new moon and Virgo video, and it really resonated with me because lately I've been more concerned about my health and what I need to do to change old patterns and addictions. And that's all the more reason to love Virgo energy. Now, we did talk a little bit about releasing old patterns. Well, we talked a lot about it, about releasing old patterns and addictions, and the weekly essence last week, which was titled Sacrifice to Receive. So that makes sense. It's like, you know, we have to release addictions and old patterns and limiting beliefs. We talked about all that, and that's what came out, which is funny that health was a part of it, and I really didn't know, and it helped me anyway. So I'm very grateful for Virgo's energy. So with Virgo energy being there to help us get organized and be health conscious, it is also assisting us to prepare for the sun entering into Libra on Tuesday, September 22nd at 8:31 a.m. Central Time. This is also known to be the start of autumn, the fall equinox, and for my pagans, Mabon, okay? Okay. So this is a time like the spring equinox where we have equal daylight and nightfall. However, unlike the aftermath of the spring equinox, we will transition into more darkness as we approach winter. The fall equinox is also known as the second harvest, and this is where we need to take time, reflect, and celebrate what we have brought into our lives thus far. Now, let's get into the center of attention this week, and that is Mars retrograde in Aries. The first thing I saw when looking at the chart was this arrow that points directly to this planet. Though we may feel a force and pull to take action, it's not the time. It just isn't. As we discussed in previous weekly essences, we have to take this time to step back and prepare instead of trying to push through things. Another reason why we may have this impulse to act now is because Mars retrograde is conjunct with Black Moon Lilith. Now, I don't normally speak about this element in the chart, but when I saw this conjunction, I knew it had to be important. Now, the Black Moon Lilith is the furthest point of the moon's orbit around the Earth. In astrology, Black Moon Lilith represents primal impulses and behaviors in its barest or rawest forms. It reveals our dark side that we repress and brings it to the surface. Shadow work is definitely at play here with Black Moon Lilith conjunct Mars retrograde, or wherever she may be at the time. What causes these impulses, aggressions, and fears? We may ask ourselves, like, what causes these impulses? What causes this aggression I may have? What causes the fears, the doubts, the anxiety that I may have? And it's like, how can I tend to them in order to heal and move forward? Thankfully, Venus in Leo brings a nurturing energy with this tension with Mars retrograde, because it's trine Mars retrograde. It provides counsel in helping us find peace and harmony through this tension. With Venus also being opposition the moon in Aquarius, this also may help with understanding why we choose to detach from certain things or situations when it comes to relationships, and that can be romantic, platonic, or with ourselves. By getting to the root cause of these underlying issues, we are able to work with them and have more loving and fulfilling relationships. Another opposition to pay attention to is Mercury and Scorpio opposition Mars retrograde in Aries. Our reactions towards people or situations may be inflamed because it may be hard to really express how we feel. This notion is supported by Mercury being squared with Saturn retrograde in Capricorn. Now, there's pretty much resistance in expressing ourselves in a mature way. So we might resort to old tendencies when it comes to resolving conflicts. We might yell at people. We might be very passive. I know me personally, I'm realizing this more and more. I can be very passive and hold stuff in. And that causes inflammation, like not just energy inflammation, like the body, It's not good. You have to get things out, but it's hard, I'm being real. It's hard to really express yourself sometimes to people, especially when they just don't get it. But we got to mature up and figure out a way to, just because they might be immature, we don't have to be immature. So, side note on that. I know this is tough, look, but instead of acting out to get our way, we might consider a softer approach that yields the same, if not better, results. And, this is talking about, if you're acting out, tone it back. But if you're more passive, you might need to step it up. Okay? You might need to step it up. You might just need to be blunt and just say, no, this is not what I want. No, period. So, easier said than done to my passive, aggressive people, because I feel it. So this is why taking time to gather our thoughts before having unadmirable conversations may help when representing our cases. So as discussed last week with Saturn retrograde and Pluto retrograde in Capricorn squared Mars retrograde in Aries, we may not feel motivated to take the necessary steps to grow and transform. Like we said, we have these impulses to act and react, and we want to do stuff, but we don't really want to change up the routine so we can get better results. We want to just keep doing what we're doing, but we're getting the same outcome. So feeling unmotivated is a natural feeling, but we must not reside in this energy too long. Procrastination, again, may be the enemy at play, but we have to utilize Libra's energy now to restore balance and harmony in our lives so we can plan accordingly for the changes we have implemented ahead. Again, don't let these dreams that you have be a faint memory due to this current aspect. Work and adapt with the energy while transmuting it to your liking. One aspect that may serve us well is Neptune retrograde in Pisces, sextile Jupiter and Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. This shows that if we take this sacred time to consciously work towards balance and bringing harmony into our lives using Libra's energy and the assistance of the spiritual and intuitive Piscean energy, we will be able to develop vital skills to support us on the path to prosperity, Jupiter, and transformation, Pluto retrograde, okay? So also when you talk about sacred time, I feel like this is the time of year where we do need to go inward. You know, the nights are getting longer, so that's the going into the darkness, working on our shadow selves. Black Moon Lilith, it feels like very hermit mode or hibernation mode, okay? So, but in hibernation, don't think about like you're just lazing around. Be more like the hermit. You're seeking guidance, you know, you're seeking knowledge. You're going within and really trying to work on yourself, so when it's time to be out and about, it's a glow up, it's a come up, okay? And, you know, don't let people deter you from what you want. Go out and get it. Don't deter yourself from your dreams. Go out and get it, because the mind is a trickster. It's a trickster, but we have to be able to work with our mind and know, like, hey, that was a crazy thought there, but you know, I ain't about that life. I know what I want, and this is what I want, and I'm going to get it. Okay. So to conclude this weekly Essence Intuitive Guidance reading, take time to prepare for what you want to bring into your life and celebrate what you already manifested. Using this time to plan and let the dust settle will result in viewing a clearer path to take you when the time is right to move forward. Okay? All right, so that includes the astrology portion of the weekly Essence Intuitive Guidance. I hope you all enjoyed. We're going to dive into the Oracle and Tarot cards next to see what additional messages Spirit has for us this week. So I'm excited and hope you are too. Yay! Okay, let's hop into the reading, shall we? So first I want to start by clearing the energy a little bit with some Palo Santo. I can get it buzzing. Clearing the energy here. I already got the incense going too. Yeah. Currently filming this on a Monday, so I usually try to do it over the weekend, but I had other things to do, so I'm glad that I'm getting to it after a long day of work. So let's hop into it, y'all. We're gonna start off with the soul cards. Spirit, what messages, what guidance do you have for us for this week? Messages, guidance that you have for us this week. One more. Show us what we need to bring into our awareness. That was too many cards. I was like, oh Lord, quick. Okay, look at that. This really does remind me of Mars retrograde. here. But look, this is what we need to do. Sit down and get rooted, right? So with this card here, I said the mind is a trickster, right? So it's just like you might have so many thoughts in your head. You might have all these impulses. You want to do this. You want to say this. You want to cuss this person out. You want to go ahead and start this, or go ahead and start something that you haven't even finished the first thing you started. And, you know, you don't follow things through. So this is you and this is us coming to terms with all the voices in our heads. This is us being at peace. And despite all, you know, all that's going on, look at all this darkness here. This is the shadow work that we have to do. That in the midst of the shadow, when all of our fears, all of our anger, all of our pain comes out, this is a time to release it. You know, there's swirling, but it seems like there's not swirling into me, they're swirling out or spiraling out. Like, this is a time to release, to purge. Bring these situations, these aspects of ourselves that we really don't like to the surface so we can observe them, understand them, and let them go. Okay, so this is why this card was here at the bottom of the deck. This is us being rooted and standing still. Standing still. Remember, I said this isn't the time to act. This is the time to plan, to think. This person is thinking. And while they're thinking, they're getting rooted and getting more secure in what they need to do before they get up and act. Right? So this is very, very, very interesting. I'm going to keep both cards here. Okay. And then we're going to get into the Chakra Insight Oracle. Very interesting. Yeah, we might have a lot of a lot of thoughts, a lot of behaviors, old behaviors come out during this time. We might be triggered, but again, you know, we've already done some work. You know, we already done some work. It's not that we're short fused to the point where we're gonna pop off. Now, we might, you know, might very well pop off. You know, look, honesty. You gotta be honest with this person here. You gotta tell them what's real. But at the same time, you know, if you can take a moment, and I'm speaking to myself, y'all. I'm speaking to myself as well as to y'all. If you can take some time to think before you react, you will find peace, because you are able to then transmute the energy around you. That's effectively transmuting. You know, don't let the energy around you affect you, so that way you react in a way that you don't necessarily want. Okay? So, yeah, that's some work. That's some shadow work for you that we're going to have to do. The shadow part of ourselves we're going to have to work on. But it's okay. We got it. I saw that. This came out, the mind. The mind here. And this is third chakra energy. Third eye chakra energy. And it says openness, flexibility, imagination, learning. Okay? The number is 38. That's 11. Powerful number, but reduces to 2. Balance. So with this being, it came out in reverse, because if it comes out sideways for me, I just turn it clockwise instead of counterclockwise. So say if it came out this way, and I turn it it will be upright. But it came out this way, so it's in reverse. So the mind is going to be our challenge this week. You know, are we adaptable? Are we being creative and visualizing what we want to bring into our life, what we want to manifest? How can we unlock these doors? How can we unlock these portals to the life that we want? This is what we need to do. Instead of acting, we need to take the time to really focus on what we want, right? And then what was the other thing? Learning. This is a time to research, to again plan and write things down. This is preparing mode. Right now we're not in that. I think we're still we have that impulse to keep going, keep pushing, keep going, keep pushing. And yes, you know, in some instances we have no choice. We have no choice but to keep pushing through. But at the same time, if you take a step back and find ways to preserve your energy, you will then work smarter, not harder. We've been talking about that in previous weeks. And look at the bottom of the deck, intelligence. Again, look, education. That's the same thing with learning here, right? Flexibility is here twice. That's the common word. I said common denominator in my head. So knowledge, perception, flexibility. So, and this is 45. This is 9. This is fulfillment. You will find fulfillment mentally by taking this time to be adaptable. Being adaptable. Instead of, it's easy to get tripped up and listen to all those voices, all those shadow parts of ourselves that have fear, that have doubt, have abandonment issues, have anxiety, have depression, have all these things. You know, the mind, again, the mind can be a trickster, but it's very powerful. And if you know how to tame your mind, you will be way better off. That's magic right there. The all is mental. The all is mental. So if you can work on controlling your mind, not necessarily, I heard controlling your mind, but I don't like that. When you control things, there's force. A lot of times there's force. So again, maybe taming, domesticating came out. Domesticating the mind. Nurture the mind. You'll be in a better state to continue the work in progress in a smarter way. A more logical way that's going to get you far. Okay? Alright, so now we're going to get into the Melanated Tarot. Let's see how the week is going. You know, I pull 7 cards, 7 days of the week. Spirit, what messages, what guidance do you have for us this week? And what clarity do you have for us with the cards already present? Okay. Oh, the Lovers. Yes. Monday's energy, or whole weekly energy, because energy is fluid. Seven of Pentacles. Four of Swords in reverse. Okay. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful. We're going to stop right there. So this is Monday through Thursday energy, right? So the Lovers. Here, this is saying that we're gaining balance. We're gaining harmony within our lives and in our relationships. Again, this can be romantic, platonic, and self, okay? So this is us coming into our own, knowing our higher self, right? This is, wow, this is our higher self with our masculine and feminine parts of us, because again, we're all made up of masculine and feminine energy. Even though my gender is feminine or female, I have masculine energy as well as feminine energy. We need both of these energies in order to live this life, to coexist, you know. So with the Lovers here, there's an openness, there's a clarity here that's going on. There's a path being open. So again, the mind here is at play, but there's also, you know, there's shadow work here going, but there's also clarity that's coming in the result of us doing this shadow work. A lot of us may be very tired, very tired. We're working towards our goals. Again, we're really trying to focus on what we need to do to go forward. And though, you know, I keep saying that the time isn't now, the time is to rest or to take time, but we got the Four of Swords in reverse. And the Four of Swords upright is definitely saying rest, take this time to reflect, all this stuff. But with it being in reverse, I feel like there might be resistance to it. Not necessarily that it's time to get up and go, you know, get up and go now. But with this Seven of Pentacles here, I feel a sense of defeat. You know, maybe what you've been working on isn't what you really want to do anymore, you know, and you feel this type of regret in a sense, because it's like you see the growth that's coming from it, because you tended to this thing, to this goal that you wanted, but at the same time, you want to go in a different direction, you know. So there may be something pulling you somewhere else. And though, you know, again, this is why it's a resistance to, okay, you might want to pick up and go. You might want to leave this alone. But there's resistance into taking time, relaxing, thinking things through. The swords have to do with mental, the mind. You see, the mind is in reverse, so there's not balance here. So that's that impulse that we have, and if we don't work towards that, keep gaining balance within ourselves. I'm making this more self-development, but this, if you want to talk about relationships, you might be working hard, you feel like you invested a lot of time, a lot of money on this person, and you're disappointed. You kind of feel, I feel like the flame is probably sizzled out or is getting a little boring and stuff like that, and you're ready to throw in the towel, but it's not time to lay it to rest. Boom. It's not time to lay it to rest, because you're acting on impulses, right? This is you resorting back to your shadow self. You might be in a state where this might be old triggers from nostalgia that has brought you back, and you are sabotaging yourself into this beautiful relationship, sabotaging yourself out of it. You know, you might be sabotaging yourself out of a good thing that you have going. The mind is a trickster. If you let it, it's trying to get you back, trying to deter you from working towards your goals. You know, deter us, because I am not, you know, I'm not shielded from this energy. I can sense, I've been sensing this energy, you know, honestly. So it's like, okay, it's all making sense now. You know, it's not time to lay your goals, lay what you have invested time in to rest. Now it's not the time to do that. It's time to plan. It's time to work smarter, not harder, but it's not time to rush into things of just letting it go, just giving up. No. Again, this is not the time to give up. This is the time to plan and prepare, right? But when we do that, when we realize that this isn't the time, wow, new beginnings. Ace of Pentacles, new beginnings are here, and we're then able to continue to tend to our garden, right? We're then able to really see and have a good perception on what life is and how we want our lives to be. Okay? Yeah. It takes time to materialize something into this physical realm, this 3D realm. And, you know, it's frustrating. It's frustrating because it's like, we want this now. We've been working on this, and why isn't it here already? You know, I've grown a little bit, you know, but dang, like, I should have a whole bunches of flowers, and you know, I should have enough money to do what I want, or I should our relationship should be overflowing, and you know, but things take time, things take work, you know, and when we actively work towards it, not necessarily physical, very rough, very forceful energy, if we gently approach this situation, gently massage those leaves. I'm feeling like gently massage them, let them percolate to grow. You know, it just takes time. I feel like Mars is masculine energy, right? So yes, masculine energy is very, let's go, let's get it right now. But especially since we're approaching this time of year, we need to definitely work with the feminine side. And, you know, nothing wrong with masculine energy. I love masculine energy because that helps me get things done. It helps me see the light. It helps me, you know, really bring stuff out. But again, this is time to go within. So when it's time to bring stuff out, we ready. Okay? We ready. All right? So let's continue. Yes. Nine of Swords in reverse. Look, I have to put the Hermit. The Hermit. Yeah, it's time to go within. I'm gonna keep this. Ace of Swords. I mean, not Ace. Page of Swords. Yeah. Going through a mental breakthrough. Six of Cups. Didn't I talk about nostalgia? Didn't I talk about past instances? What are we clearing away? We are clearing up our minds. We are no longer going to be in this place of stuck, trapped energy, constantly worrying and really being in a state of just crippling ourselves. Crippling ourselves because this worry having us up at night. We're not gonna get enough sleep. We're not gonna be able to perform how we need to, you know. So with us releasing this worry, we can gain a new perception. And the pages are like the child, right? So we're gonna have about having a childlike mind, being free. Feel like you can do anything you put your mind to. When you were younger, what did you want to be? What did you want to be? You know, when I was younger, I wanted to be a pop star. I wanted to be a pop star. I wanted to be a lawyer, you know. So it's just like, what happened to all of that? You know, what happened to us fulfilling our dreams and fulfilling what we want to? Now, you know, granted, I don't think I want to be a lawyer, you know. Nah, but a pop star, I want to get back into my music, you know, and I've been in my little music bag, you know, so I just need to just keep going, you know. It's not time to release stuff, it's time to prepare. Okay, so this is us having that childlike mind, being able to cut away stuff mentally. If we don't like it, we don't have to tend to it, period. Cut it out. We have the agility. Our mind is more flexible. It's young, right? It's vibrant. We're gaining that back. So we got the agility to dodge bullets and all that stuff, to cut away stuff that's in our way, in our path. Beautiful. And then this nostalgia card is here to remind us, yes, don't forget where you've come from, but look at it in a way that you see how far you've come. You see how far you've come. The glow up is real, y'all. The glow up is real. Now, when looking back and seeing how far you come, do you really want to go back? Do you want to go back? Hell no. Should be the answer. Okay? Ain't no going back. Ain't no turning back. We got to keep going. We got to keep going. But yes, we have to use this energy. We need to tend to our minds. And we can work through this energy. We can work through this troubling that we might be feeling, this resistance that we may be feeling to. It's either fight or flight mode. So you might have the impulse to punch somebody, or just, you know, to fight your battles, or you just might have the impulse to flee. Just say, forget it all, and just leave it alone. But it's not the time to do that. It's not the time to do that. It's the time to think things through, change our perception, be flexible, be adaptable, transmute that energy to how we like it. Don't resort back to old patterns, because the old patterns wasn't working. That's why we got new patterns now. That's why we see the shadow and we say, hey, how you doing? Thank you for showing me the reflection. But guess what? I release you. I am healing myself so I can continue on this journey to prosperity, to abundance, to wealth, to a new life. Wake up, who this? It's me. What you been waiting for? So don't give up. Don't give up. All right. All right. Whew. So now we're going to get into the final message here from the Wild Offering deck. But before we do, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Click that notification bell so you can continue to get content from this growing, beautiful, abundant channel. Okay? You know, at the time that I'm filming this, I'm one one subscriber away to 100 subscribers, and I'm stoked. You know, at first I was just like, you know, maybe I should throw in the towel. Maybe I should get this. You know, again, like I said, the mind's a trickster. But while I'm doing this, I'm like, man, no, this is, as much as I pray that this is helping you out there, I pray, you know, it is definitely helping me. So why not continue this, you know? So when you click that subscribe button, that means the world to me. We are a part of the same soul tribe, and I thank you and I love you, and I just hope that we are able to grow and have a good relationship going forward. Okay? So let's get into the final message Spirit has for us, okay? What's the final message for y'all? Abundance. A freaking abundance. Let's go. Let's go. We can't give up. We can't let go. We can't act out to tear down everything we have already built. Come on. We can't do it. Because what abundance is here is already in the form. It's already percolating. It's already manifesting. You might not see it yet, but it's here. It's here. And it's coming for you to see it in the 3D. Okay? So let's see. It says, Divine Beloved, please show me how to feel fully deserving to receive. To receive. I release my ego's plan and open to be a vehicle for abundance. We said it's more feminine energy right now. That's receiving. You know, masculine is a more giving energy. Feminine is more receiving. So we need to be fully help us to feel fully deserving to receive. Know that prosperity is your birthright. You deserve everything you want in this life. Continue to work towards it in the most beneficial way and watch how life changes for you. I'm so happy that it's clear as day. We definitely clearing paths to a new life. It's going to be rich. It's going to be fruitful. It's going to be abundant. We just have to continue to work through some things, clear our mind, clear our ego, and just let go, release and let it be. So I love you all. I pray you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.